Right, hello, and thanks for joining me on Tamara's paper trail. I'm actually, my daughter is videoing this for me because we're in class tonight, and I thought I would just get it recorded live as we do it in our class. So tonight we're going to make this card using the embossing paste. So this is the third card in the embossing series. So the country floral folder was the first one. The rainbow embossing was the second one. This is our third one. So we're going to use the embossing paste as the phone is ringing. That's fantastic. Yeah, telemarketing this time of night. Okay, so what we need for this card, and we can do this a couple of ways. If you guys want to, how should I do this? What we did in the last class is we did one person did it. It was a full sheet, and we just ripped it in half because, as you can see, the card is half. If you want, you can rip it if you want to have a play with it, because really you should have fun with it and play with it. But you need to act kind of quickly because the embossing paste dries out quickly. So it's fine however you want to do it. I'll try ripping it first. So try to get a good even rip down the side so that you've got two pieces that are pretty much the same. So first we have to prepare our paste, and this is the first step I would do because it needs a little bit of time to dry. It's not do or die. You can still work with it even if it's a little bit mushy, but drier is better, and we're going to heat set it as well. We're going to have, this is one of the masks that we buy. It's in a 3 or 4, actually there's 4 in a pack, different, there's clouds, there's this brick wall, there is diamondy shape, and I don't know, yeah, so I don't know. There's a bunch of shapes there. So first we have to prepare our embossing paste. Top tip, if you ever buy the embossing paste, you have to put on a saran wrap. I didn't. It was hard as a rock. It's just the lid's just not tight enough. So you absolutely have to, or you will just be wasting $11 and you throw it away. Like I just threw away my white and the rest of my shimmer. You can reactivate it if it's a little bit tacky. You can spray a little bit of water and it will reactivate it. Mine was long gone. It was like hard marshmallow. Like it's just, there's no way you can do it. So if you're going to do your own, you're going to get a good dollop, like it's just like shaving cream. Get a good dollop. You want enough to cover that's going to be tons, so somebody can use the rest of mine. And we'll just, it's not going to dry out that fast, but what the heck, if you're done with it, put the lid on, and I use 4 or 5 drips. This is the Mango Melody. So just drip some re-inker in it, and this is the shimmer. You can see it's got the glitter in it, so it's pretty. But there's also, we also sell a white. We also sell a silver. So the white or the shimmer will work for this one. The silver one is really runny. I'll warn you that right now. It looks nothing like this. If you use a mask, it tends to run underneath. It's almost shiny, and it's completely different. So don't be fooled thinking you're going to get something that looks like this. When you get it, you'll think this is wrong, and you'll want to send it back. It's a completely different item, texture-wise. So you're just going to put your mask on now that it's ready to go. You pick it up, and you're just going to slap it on there. Now, you don't have to fill every nook and cranny. If you want the organic look, that's all you need to do. You can see I've missed a lot of different spots. Lift it up. That's what you're going to get, different textures. Oh, wow. This one I had done more even. Now, like I say, if you're going to just do a half, get the next person over here and just say, okay, I've got some extra, get on it, because this will dry, and it's just, it's harder to get off your tools. You just have to rub harder. So this one I'll just completely saturate the whole thing. And you can scrape off the extra if you want it nice and flat. So whatever you want to do, just have to have fun with it. Slap it down back there. So that one's just even versus not even. So then we're going to take this off. And again, if you have any left over, no need to make more. That'll probably do another one yet. But we need to go to the bathroom and rinse that off right away. Which I guess I won't do because you're videoing it. Mary will do it. Sure. Thanks, Mary. Just run it into the water. And no, just water should do. This, if we can reactivate it, great. But if not, that's okay too.
Find little like jewelry jars or something.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking of coloring a bunch of it, and then we could all just use it. But I didn't really know how much to use. So, and it's nice again to be able to play with the product yourself and have a play.
But even like for someone using it, at home as a tip, it's like, okay, well, if you need this for a color, get a little
Yeah.
like a cosmetic jar or something. And kind
Yeah,
of
it's a good
do
idea.
something
Yeah, and just have them sealed nicely. So while that's drying, now that I've put it on top of itself, we can use, oh, yeah, don't do that. Don't stack them. While it dries, we can use the heat tool to dry that faster, but in the meantime, we can color our rooster. So we've got our card base and the Mango Melody. I pre-did these just so that, you know, some of these other cards are faster. I didn't want this one taking 9 hours and the other one's not. So again, here there's a layer here, and then there's a layer for the inside is with the envelopes, so just don't mix them up. So we're gonna, when it's dry, we're gonna tape that right on top of there. Okay, they're the same size. So what we want to do here is we're gonna create the grass. So you might just want to move over there. I won't do it for the sake of the video. But let's just do the messy stuff here and then we'll move it over there. So the grass, we're using the Granny Apple Green and the Mango Melody. And I can't stamp off on this, I'll stamp off on this. So here, this isn't very juicy. You can see it's kind of well loved already. So there's not a lot of ink in there, but I'm gonna stamp off anyway because it's still fairly intense. So stamp off. You could even do a few. It's quite light, but I like the subtle. And just keep going across because you don't know exactly how far you're cutting this piece. So then ideally you're gonna take a cleaning whatever, which I guess is over there. I shan't do it. We'll cross-contaminate, why not? Stamp it off, thank you. And that might be a little intense there, so whatever colors you want for the grass. I like that, so that's that piece. I've cut some of our, whatever this is called, never know. Same thing to get the flag end. Fold it in half as even as you can and cut from the fold to the tip to get a somewhat even flag end like that. Then it's just layering. This is popped up on dimensionals. So for the rooster, I'll just do a quick show on that for anybody who might not be familiar with the blends. So we did use the blends. I've got these other ones if you want to sign your name or fill in any little spots. But for the rooster, I pre-cut him out. This is actually with the stitched shapes. It's not the stitched ovals or stitched anything else. It's the stitched shapes. And I pre-stamped it for you because when you stamp it with the Memento black, you really want to give it 5 or 10 minutes to really dry. Otherwise it will bleed with your blend markers. Okay, so just make sure it's, and I didn't want you to have muddied images. So the rule of thumb of which black to use with what is you go a smell with a non-smell. These smell like alcohol. The Memento does not smell. When you use the stays on, it smells. You use the markers that don't smell. So you want to smell with a non-smell. So we're always getting confused as to what black, what bleeds and what doesn't. So as long as this is dried, it's a non-smell with a smell.
I finally memorized that Memento's water-based and the Stays-on's alcohol-based, so I just use the opposite now.
No, Stays-on's solvent is
Solvent, yeah,
yeah.
alcohol or solvent.
Okay.
And they would use
Yeah,
the
so you can
water.
use these ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I just go
alcohol,
smell and no smell. It's easier in my head. So for this one, I start with, this is the Mint Macaron Light. And you really want to saturate your rooster. So you're going to go in, it's really thick, and you're going to lay down a lot of ink. It's going to bleed through. This is not actually the best. Laminating on this one isn't great because it's going to soak through, which isn't ideal. So I shouldn't be using this matte. But anyway, you're going to get as much color down as you can. And I did it also on his tail. You don't have to be too crazy accurate on that. Now, if you only have one blend, if like one's dried out, you can use one blend and still get gradiated color by just going over, you know, if I want it darker on this one wing, just keep going over that. Let it dry a bit, go over it again, and it gets darker, as you can see. Once it's wet, I've gone in with my Coastal Cabana, no, Bermuda Bay. I've gone in and I'm just pulling it down a little bit. I don't want it to bleed up, so I'm just kind of going down. And in his tail, just in the center of his tail by his bum, little chicken bum. And it should automatically bleed. If it's nice and wet, there's not going to be a lot of lines. But you can go back in with a light, and I just go in a circular motion, and the wetter it is, the lighter that line is going to be. It's just going to fade away. Just keep on blending. So there's no harsh lines. Are you going to sneeze? Oh, bless you. Okay, so same with the tail. You can just blend that a little bit. So for the rest of his body, we're going to go in with mint macaron. No, this is the mango melody. Mint macaron, good Lord. All right, so I've gone in with this. Are you laughing at me? You laughing at me? My daughter's laughing at me. So I did his face and his body. Same thing. I got a little bit of color going up the back of his neck, if a chicken has a neck. Then I went in with my dark pumpkin pie. What's that thing called? Is it a wattle? It's not a wattle on a rooster. It's on a wattle on a turkey. What's that called? The cone. Cone?
Comb.
Comb, right. And just go in along his neck there a bit. And if, I mean, that you can leave it like that. But if you don't want that actual line, gone. Oh, and I did a little bit of the mint on the ground. Then, just for a little bit of interest and shadowing, you can't really even notice it, but I've gone around his body. So you can see, I just took my smoky slate. One of these works, one doesn't. So good luck, it's a bit of a crapshoot. With the felt end, and just kind of trace him.
Yeah, I saw that with something when you're outlining.
Smoky, yeah.
And it really makes a difference. Just that
It really does, that little bit of
softness,
shadow, yeah, so you don't even really notice it to look at it. So you're just going to, actually, if you try to draw on the rooster, you'll probably miss and just get that little bit of shadowing you want.
Yeah, it makes it pop.
Yeah, it really does. Just grounds him a little bit more. Didn't even know it. That's all there is to that. So then you just have to do the layers. You pop this on this, pop this up on a dimensional, tape this down with some tear and tape. I'm still going to heat set this because it's still a little bit tacky. Pop it all up. Oh, just a note, when you go to stamp on this piece, what I recommend for that is lay it down here, layer, and figure out where you're going to stamp. Because the first 3 or 4 I did, the just is hiding. So you want it quite high. So just kind of visualize where you're going to put it, then move it out of the way and stamp it in the black pretty high. There's a layer for the inside. And if you want to stamp the rooster, yeah, that's pretty tacky still. Actually, I think the grass is what I did on the back and on the inside and on the envelope, and sign your name. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching the video.